Welcome everyone to a different video on my channel. As we close out this crazy year that was 2020, it is now that time of year where Steam announces their nominations for the upcoming awards. I hope you've all been able to have a nice Christmas, Hanukkah, etc. whatever holidays you celebrate. Hope you've all been able to have a nice holiday with your friends and family, and I hope you've been able to get some pretty nice stuff. But anyways, like I said, Steam has announced their nominations award, and Terraria has been nominated for the Labor of Love Award. Now the Labor of Love Award is an award that goes to a game if the developers of the game have created the game a long time ago and they've been fairly consistent with its updates and shown a lot of care to it and its community. In this video, I'm going to explain why Terraria specifically deserves this award other than the other games that have been nominated, and I will also talk about Terraria's history and why I think the other games, while they may be good, don't deserve it as much as Terraria does. If you guys already are going to vote for Terraria in this, I will leave a link in the description on where you can vote for them. But anyways, without further ado, let's get into the video. Terraria was first released on May 16, 2011 by a company known as Relogic. Relogic is now owned by and was owned by Andrew Spinks and his girlfriend at the time, now wife, Whitney Spinks, otherwise known as Redigit and Cynics. Relogic has been the company that hosted the game, and it still is. Other companies that now host Terraria include Pipeworks Studio, 505 Games, Code Glue, and Engine Software. At this time, Terraria was version 1.0. It was a little basic at the time, which is why in December of 2011, Relogic released the version 1.1 update, which included many big things like hard mode. Then, in 2012, Relogic announced that they were going to release Terraria on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. The game received lots of love from critics and gamers alike for being a sandbox game which focused on action, adventure, and had a creative aspect to it similar to Minecraft. These are my favorite type of game, and I'll explain why later in the video. But anyways, it was in 2013 when Terraria got really big with the 1.2 update, which added so many new game mechanics and so many new bosses. That was when the game started to gain a lot more popularity, and it sold over 3 million copies. It was also around this time to where you could play Terraria on mobile, meaning you could play it on any mobile device such as a phone or tablet. Then, in 2015, Terraria got even bigger with the version 1.3 update, which, like the 1.2 update, added more bosses, gameplay mechanics, etc. That increased the game's copy selling to over 12 million. It was also around this time Terraria started to pick up popularity on Tmod Loader, where you could download any mod that you want. Mods such as Calamity, Thorium, and Tremors are some of the biggest mods that were among those downloaded. Each of those mods added so many new gameplay mechanics, so many new bosses, and increased the lore of Terraria to be much bigger than it currently is. And while we're on the topic of the lore, Terraria had two websites, the Terraria Wiki, where you could search up anything Terraria related, and Terraria Forums, where you could learn new things from the developers themselves. The full-on lore of Terraria is on Terraria Forums right now, so you can search it up if you want. All in all, Terraria had built a very loyal and strong standing base. And now, in 2020, earlier this year, Terraria had come out with its final update known as Terraria Journey's End. Terraria Journey's End was supposed to be the final update which tied all loose ends, added more gameplay mechanics, more bosses, more items, etc. It was the perfect final addition to the game, even though it had a few hotfix updates following suit. The update quickly came out to PC and shortly afterwards came out to mobile, and it will be out on console
in the early stages of 2021. Now, here we are, in the final stages of 2020, where Terraria has been nominated for the Steam Labor of Love Award. Now, Terraria may have been nominated for the Labor of Love Award, but it's going against some pretty tough competition. Some of the competition includes Among Us, Counter-Strike, The Witcher Wild Hunt, and No Man's Sky. All of these aren't terrible games, but here's the reason why I think Terraria deserves it over all of them. For starters, if Terraria does not get the award, then the most likely option is probably going to be Among Us. Now, Among Us isn't a terrible game. I actually really love it. I think it's really fun to play with friends and family. The problem I have with Among Us starts with this. This is not about whether you think Among Us is better than Terraria or vice versa. It's about which developers of either games have been more faithful to their game. For starters, Among Us first came out in 2018, meaning Terraria has been out much longer than Among Us. And second of all, Among Us was originally going to be abandoned due to its low popularity at the time. It only came back in 2020 thanks to the COVID pandemic encouraging people to play indoor games and popular YouTubers streaming it online. Now, it's not to say that Among Us doesn't deserve awards, don't get me wrong, I really enjoy it and I think it deserves some awards, but I don't think it deserves this award as much as Terraria does. Another game that was nominated was No Man's Sky. Now, I don't really know much about No Man's Sky. I don't know if it was good or not. All I heard from somewhere is that it was a fairly recent game that came back due to something, which is why I think it deserves to wait a little while before winning this award, just so it can build a strong community. And lastly, the other two games, Witcher Wild Hunt and Counter-Strike. I'm not saying that these are bad games. I haven't played them before. If they're good games, then good for you. But I don't feel like these games have anywhere near as big or engaging of a community as Terraria does, meaning the developers probably can't engage with what the people want as much as the Terraria community has, meaning Terraria has a stronger connection with their base, and they have an idea of what people want in the game. So I feel like Terraria deserves this over those two games for that reason. So these are the main reasons why I think Terraria deserves this award over the other games. Now, if you think any of the other games are better than Terraria, then that's cool. But keep in mind, this award is not about which is the better game. It's about which game has more loyal developers to itself and the community it inherited. So think about that before casting your vote. So I'm going to go all out on the final word here. Terraria is, and always has been, one of my favorite video games, as well with Minecraft. The main reason why I like these video games is they're known as sandbox games, meaning you get to choose your adventure, you get to do your own thing, you get to experience many different things, as well as building whatever you want. Which is why I'm excited about Hytale, which is coming out next year, but I'll talk about that in another video. Now, I have heard the phrase that Terraria is 2D Minecraft, and I hope those people can understand that Terraria is not that at all. It is similar to Minecraft, but it is not a rip-off of Minecraft. If you've ever played Terraria, then you will understand that. Minecraft is fun in its own way, and so is Terraria. In my opinion, Minecraft is more creative, and Terraria is more action-filled and better for, like, experience. So, they're both my favorite games for completely different reasons. And if Terraria doesn't win this award, I'll be sad, but I won't be heartbroken. It will always have this award in my heart, and this video is a dedication to the developers of Terraria, for they have done a good job creating such a fantastic game for itself and the community it inherited. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Now be sure to vote for Terraria in the Steam Labor of Love Award. The link will be in the description, and yes, you need a Steam account in order to be eligible to vote. But anyways guys, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in 2021. Goodbye.